Joe, and I just graduated from SMU recently. I
Yeah.
mean, earlier this April. And
Mm-hmm.
ever since, I've been interning at a startup called Swappy,
Yeah.
and until last Friday. So now I'm taking a break and will begin my full time job in late August this year. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks so much for sharing that. So,
Mhm.
Joe, these are really difficult times for young people, especially during the pandemic. What are
Mhm.
some difficulties that you face during your own job hunt?
Yeah. So I think there are two main challenges that I faced during this time regarding job hunting. So the first one is definitely, uncertainty, right? And the second challenge that I had was the challenge of kind of knowing my value and staying firm to that. So maybe let me explain more about each
Yeah.
challenge.
Sure.
Yeah, so about certainty, I mentioned that I graduated in April, and it was right at the beginning of COVID-19, and coming out of college during that time uh, was not the most encouraging time because uh, there are jobs around on LinkedIn, on other websites as well, but you never know which jobs are still valid. You don't know if some companies are
Yeah.
freezing their hiring process.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of uncertainty, and I didn't know how to whether I should go ahead and apply to every role that is
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
on LinkedIn, for example, or should I maybe wait and see? Yeah, so there was a lot of uncertainty in that sense. Yeah, and secondly, as I kind of persevered with my job hunting process, I noticed that there are there are some companies that would kind of like take advantage of this opportunity to ca- um, to get to hire people at the cheapest cost, right? I think that's always their major concern. So you always have to know what you're worth
Yeah.
and try to find a way to like stay true to that. And I think
Yeah.
it was a really difficult challenge because uh, at university I was told by my career coach that, oh,
Yeah.
you shouldn't have to negotiate your salary as a fresh graduate. You pretty
Yeah.
much just accept what you're offered.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
I think that this is a special time, and if you realize that what you're being offered is not the best, or not even like at the market rate, then I think
Yeah.
that it really um, question whether that's the best way to go forward. Because I know that for some of us out there, your
Yeah.
concern might be that you want to get a job as fast as possible, and you
Yeah.
don't mind jumping ship when the situations improve. But
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think another camp of people, they are kind of more concerned with like getting the best opportunity regardless of the situation. So
Yeah.
just knowing what you want, and um yeah um go out for those opportunities, I think, and not settle for the second best. I think that was a huge challenge. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Thanks for sharing that. I
Mhm.
mean, so during this time, actually, what helped you?
Mhm. Yeah, so I was really grateful that I had a senior who could mentor me, so, and also advise me regarding decisions that I have to make in job hunting. So my senior was able to kind of help me prepare for interviews, for example, teach me how she previously what she previously did to impress her interviewers, for example. um, and even when it comes to really difficult issues like salary negotiation, I was able to discuss that with her, and find a way, find the best way to kind of bring this issue up with the HR
Yeah.
department, for example. Yeah. So that's been a big help. Yeah.
Sure. So your word of encouragement to graduates and young graduates during this time, what would it be?
Yeah. I would encourage everyone to really be a self-starter, because I think regardless of the COVID-19, we should always be a self-starter. You should
Yeah.
always do your best, put yourself out there, and really going after the opportunities that you really want. But this is especially important during this time, because we know that there are fewer jobs out there, and the competition is more intense. So yeah, always aim to be a self-starter. Maybe to give a more concrete example of how you can be a self-starter, instead of applying for jobs on the company's website and just
Yeah.
leaving your resume there,
Yeah.
I think that might not be the best way to go. So what you
Yeah.
can do is, use LinkedIn and other resources to your advantage. So you can even look up people in the team that you would want to apply for, and ask them if they could
Yeah.
hop on a quick call with you to give you advice on how you
Yeah.
can adjust your resume, how you can present yourself better to kind of fit the ideal candidate that they are looking for. So yeah, these kind of efforts will definitely pay off, and from my experience, um, it increases your chance of getting interviews
Yeah. Yeah.
by tens and hundreds of fold. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure. And
And
yeah.
yeah, a second piece of advice I would have is for everyone to stay um, optimistic and hopeful. I
Yeah.
think that already we've seen, that some industries are recovering from the situation. So um, yeah, that's definitely something that you can look forward to